With MLB The Show 26 officially coming out next month, I thought I explored the previous two MLB The Show games, and I thought I'd show you. This is the intro. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., son of the Hall of Famer Vladimir Guerrero Sr., is on the cover. Let's get to it and let me show you around. Obviously, they still get the rewards. Look at the text in the background. It's kind of bland, if you ask me. Now, obviously, they show the little thing, you know, Diamond Dynasty, yay. Now, this is how they have their whole thing. You know, Road to Show, Diamond Dynasty, March to October, franchise mode, and storylines. So basically, stories about storylines, which there was a lot more to that one than it meets the eye. We'll get to that in a moment, but let's go show where it shows other things like classics, daily lineups, online rated, and even retro. And then there's even moments, home run derby, challenge of the week, an online arcade challenge. Yeah, I've done that before, but I never gotten any there. Or custom practice. Then there's online, postseason mode, custom leagues, and then there's the settings. Now, as we continue to go back up, let's go look at Road to Show, and I will show you my Road to Show character real quick on the game itself. So this is the Road to the Show on MLB The Show 24 of my character, which it's not very easy to show, but before we get into that, this is like the main menu of the whole thing. And I'm going to be real, it's not as much as 25, which I'll get to later on. Let's get to it. This is what my guy looks like in MLB 24. I had to fix him up a little bit because it was different originally. And this is one thing I absolutely hated, and I'm glad they got rid of. They got this whole thing with play style. Basically, if you look at all the skill sets that are right on here, each skill set helps determine your player from batting or even gold, silver, even bronze. They basically help your overall. Then of course you build it by hitting a lot of big hits and everything. Then you get to see all the attributes, which you see all the numbers on top that definitely show that, hey, all those little tokens are helping. And then they show the stats and everything. Yes, I'm ridiculous. Everyone knows, why do you go on harder mode? I sometimes have to on Diamond Dynasty, alright? Then there's like task rewards. Yeah, okay, thank you. I'll have to think sometimes I think online is broken right now. Hold on. So then there's task rewards, which show all these rewards right here. The front, and you get to unlock perks. Perks are, I'm glad they got rid of, like I said before, because I feel like that doesn't really develop the player, because that only makes it like you gotta get these perks you want to be good. That's one thing I really didn't like about MLB 24. And then there's equipment. Don't get me started on this. You notice that they have all the attributes on the actual equipment. This is why I really don't like it as much, because you gotta get all this equipment in order to, you know, make your guy buffed up and everything. So you gotta keep building up from there. And also they don't have base runner run protective gear to unlock on 24. I don't know why. And I don't use face scan because it didn't do well for me. Then of course, this is pretty much the same in 25, and so is the stats rewards. Now this they actually brought up front in the main menu instead of the whole, like, you gotta go through to player and everything and extras. Then locker, that's where you unlock stuff, for example, but they kind of moved it around in 25. So that's one thing I definitely do like about 25, which I know I praise a lot, but that's pretty much one thing that I like. Anyway, as you look around, you get to see some of the same stuff you see in 25, but I think 24 was definitely a letdown compared to the whole MLB The Show community. Now, let's go play a game real quick, and I'm not going to show all of it, but I'm going to show some of the highlights. Oh yeah, there's training. That's pretty much the same. Only you have to do more contact and everything. And I think I'm just going to choose the stretching exercises to build up. Now, the difference is the rewards that you get when you do certain things. Now, let's play a game. We're going to play at the Royals. And there's the big difference. In the Ranger uniforms, you got the 2023 World Series gold because the Rangers, they won the World Series previously. That's where it came from. So, that's another thing to point out. And yes, my guy played center field in this one. But in the new one, I would later play second base. So there's the cool intro. Let's get that. Okay, there's my guy in center field, and this is the whole thing in 24. They have all the cool things, and this one I got to be careful with my reaction time because they will knock me down pretty hard. Because basically everything is about reaction. If you do it wrong, you get like negative experience points. Now, here's my guy. He is batting with the Corey Seager stance. I thought the Corey Seager stance would be a lot better for him because Corey Seager hits for a lot of power, and that's another example. Just timing it for one, but yeah, pretty good right there. A massive 3-run home run right there, showing like, hey, because you got all that, you get more attributes on your clutch. Instead of like building it yourself, like with tokens, like you did in the older MLB Show, which I have played before. And also, yes, Bruce Bochy was a basic, generic character in this one instead of the real Bruce Bochy. Very disappointed with how they did that when I first got it. And I have played MLB Show 24 on the Switch, but unfortunately, being as honest as I can, MLB Show 24 on, or MLB Show 25 actually on the Switch, was actually terrible. I mean, it was just like, the reason it was terrible was because of poor graphics and everything, and Nintendo likes to take shortcuts sometimes on those games. No offense. Okay, there's a guy on first in this one. Let's go watch, see what opportunity I get. Alright, center field, that's a base hit. One hopper, and he is not going to go, but here's what they will let me done out. And there's a lot better throwing in terms of like attributes and perks and everything, but I think I like the discipline. You got to build your guy up in 25. Alright, looking at this here, this is a Dynasty town. They tell us you can unlock equipment packs every time you actually choose one of these challenges, which that's not hard to do if you do it right, and that's how you do it right there. Well, I'm going to be real. I think it's safe to say that, oh, I failed. I used normal swing instead of power, but that's okay. The truth of the matter is, though, it's just very easy to hit home runs on 24, especially on easy mode. Oh, and one more thing. There's no, like, outro, like, you want to say for the final out, like, on 25, so, yeah. Anyway, that's enough of the Road to Shows. Let's just show you some of the other stuff. And this is what it looks like. Yes, they have 5 home runs. Don't judge me. I like the long ball, okay? And then after showing attributes, they show you progress, milestones. Yeah, they really want you to push you to build based on your performance, but rather than get tokens to build it up for you. Now look at Diamond Dynasty. This one really irked players a lot. So this is this is the raw squad of Rangers, but you can do multiple. But the thing is, programs. Look at this. You notice S4 on there? Season 4. They had Season 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you can't use them in certain modes. Yeah, that's not what people like. And there's a reward path, everything. And there's in-season, out-of-season. You gotta do... It's like... There's a lot. And people might say, you might want to catch up on that. I don't think I will. I'm just being honest. I don't think I will. And then they show you your progress. And I noticed that they don't say I completed it compared to, like, other things I did. But what am I supposed to do? And, of course, you can exchange players on here as well. So, I'm going to exchange these players so I can achieve goals. And then there's even... And I'll have to start a program, which I did beat. That's just an example about what they do. And I personally don't like this format because then they want to force you to like pay to win a little bit. And then this is about the same a little bit in terms of, except they actually compiled it so it's a lot more, a little more than they had. And I'm sorry, but the background is just awful. I don't like the background for the... just how basic it is. It doesn't really have life in the background. I mean, sure, they got some rewards and they got some programs you can buy and everything. But in the end, this has been, in my opinion, a letdown. You guys could comment below your thoughts on that. And there's March, October. Pretty much the same. Just play games for play teams through the postseason. Franchise mode. Played a little bit of that. And then there's storylines. And this one, you have 2 storylines. You got the Negro Leagues, and then there's Derek Jeter. Those 2 are the main ones. And they show a little thing about them. There is a lot more episodes to the Negro Leagues in 24 than there are in 25. And each one has a different story, including Hank Aaron with Maze. And they actually make you unlock certain characters in order to unlock the main captain, Rube Foster. So that's pretty interesting. I think that's pretty much just a lot of the story so far, and I'm not going to show too much of like March to October or franchise mode. I'm just showing you some of the basic stuff. Let's get to MLB Show 25. Now this is MLB Show 25. A lot more color and a better format, and I really like the font. The font was better in this one. And we get into MLB Show 25 here, and now as it loads in, it's going to show us what we unlocked. Seattle Mariners home and Willie Joe Gary Jr. Okay, don't know what that is. Comment below if you have. Now, this is way better looking than 24 because instead of just the 3D models of 24, they actually showed more color per mode. A lot better than what we had in 24. And even though they don't show different colors for any of these modes, and yes, I put Rangers because I'm a Ranger fan. Comment below your favorite team. And also, they have shown pretty much some of the same, like, text and everything in terms of, like, what they have, but it has more color. Let me show you what Road to Show has. Now, this is my guy in his hotel in Road to the Show. And he is currently on second base. And this is more ball player, actually. And there's a massive difference right here. You have a menu up there, along your batting stats, team stats on the right, and it shows the tools you need. So this is more of a format I would gladly back up because you actually have to build your player up yourself. Like, for example, I'm going to raise his arm strength up a bit, and that's how you do it right there. You keep building your player this way. You don't build a player just by randomly adding perks to this character. You gotta actually build him up and get as much tokens as you can by how much power you do. So I like building my player really fast. That's why I like doing it on easy mode. And you guys notice that there's more color in the, basically on the background and everything. And all this time, you get to know that MLB 25's Road to Show is definitely better. Let's do a quick game on there. Again, same as the last time. Not gonna show everything. Gonna show some of the game. Let's go. Of course, there's the lineups and everything. And now there's this. They don't have the World Series uniform because that's like a one-year thing, but now you have a new uniform, Alternative Road 1984. This was a Road Jupiter Texas Rangers back then. And I guess the golden star with the black background on there is just representative like how powerful my guy is. Yeah, the lineup's a little bit different on the Rangers. Sorry, guys. So this is my guy. He's up right here, and he's facing off right here. Now look at the top left. They show more perks that you get as you play with the tokens. Not just you randomly getting them on the go. And that's a flyout right there, but just a good example about what's to come. Let's see what next. Another fielding opportunity. All right, it's another hitting challenge. So now let's look at that real quick. This is just tokens and skill points to build up for more tokens and even get more packages, but this is better. I think they got the Road Show mostly down, but they probably need to add a little bit more. But hey, what do I know? And that is destroyed right there and crushed and out of here in a hurry. And whoa, right in the green center field. But that's just a good example, and love the sound from the bat on this one. So next time you see this, you'll see a fielding opportunity. Okay, here it is, his fielding opportunity here. And he is going to be up and ready. Garrett Mitchell is up, and there's the pitch. There's a ground ball to the right side for him. Is left or right, and easy out. Just one of the simple plays. I'm going to try and get a hit here that's not a home run, and then show you the base pass. Because I didn't show it on 24, but I will show it here. Oh, that's a hard hit. And that will be extra bases. Okay. So I like the base running on 25. They didn't have it on 24 that well because they didn't have as much features on that on base running. And here he is. We're going to watch it here. And I'm going to watch here. And let's see if he's... We're going to run. And... All right, we're going to keep going. And get in there. Woo! That's called hustle, baby. You gotta hustle. That's how you do it right there. Usually I wouldn't show that, but seeing how they show some good defense, but then just keeping on running because of the speed, pretty awesome. Okay, so this is what they don't have in 24. The end game alert. You may or may not be involved. You can simulate the end of the game or enter. And I choose to enter because I can. And this is a situation where it could end in a tie, or we can make the last play of the game, or a line drive catch by our first baseman. That is how we won. This is different right here, and they show the celebration, the reactions, yeah. And this is more colorful. I really like the color they have per team in the background here when it comes to this game. Anyway, that's enough of Road to Show. Let's go back to the main menu, and I'll show you Diamond Dynasty. Let's go in Diamond Dynasty real quick. So this is what they have here. They have a little bit more to give right here in terms of like how you get into the game a little bit of Diamond Dynasty, show you what you got. And definitely more colorful, not bland white and pink. I think that was a horrible marketing move in my opinion. And there is a new program right there. So you go to assorted programs and then they'll show you the new program, which is Now and Later with Carlos Beltran. And MLB The Show Now and Later. And they show all these highs right here. How about I actually play one right here? All I gotta do is do Kersher's last ride and not give up one run. Let's go. Now, showing this instead of doing it on 24, it kind of shows how much dedication I have for 25 than 24. But it just also reveals that, hey, this is more exciting to play than 24. And just like that, 3 pitches, 3 strikes, batter's out, and that was not a rookie mode. That was on veteran mode. And I just unlocked Now and Later, which I'll receive in MLB Show 26. The March Octobers, same thing. Franchise mode, definitely interesting. They're bringing more to franchise mode now, so that's awesome. And then the storylines, they kind of went downhill with this one. Okay, hear me out. I like storylines, but I think this was a bit of a letdown here. Sure, I love history. I love the history they show here. But it was only that. They didn't show more variety to the storylines. Heck, it would be awesome if we could do the storyline of Babe Ruth, maybe Hank Aaron in the majors, or even Lou Gehrig. It would be cool to show more of that. They did it with Derek Jeter in 24 and 23, but now it just seems like a letdown. But hey, I don't know what 26 will bring on that, and I'm trying to be not spoiled. So that's my thoughts about 25 and 24. I know I didn't go into much detail with either one compared to others, but I think it's time I show you guys like where my status is on MLB Show 26. Alright, I have it on pre-order right now, so right now I'm looking forward to getting the game itself, as in I already pre-ordered. I got the deluxe edition, and if you guys want to be able to play the game, I highly recommend trying it out. I love the background they have. I've seen the trailer. I think it's going to be a little better than 25. I think any of the MLB Show games can outdo 24 by a mile. Anyway, I'll see you guys next video. Keep an eye out for more MLB Show content coming out soon. I'll see you next time. God bless you, rock. Don't forget it.